And when we get closer to a bridge up here, if you look on the right-hand side, you're going to see some debris back in the woods. It's all from places that got destroyed. This area was hit extremely hard by Hurricane Katrina. When Katrina came through here, we actually took the eye wall of the storm. We took the strongest winds Katrina had to offer right here in Slidell. The water was about 25 foot higher than what it is right now. Give you all an idea on that.
That's why you see that on those trees.
You see this house with the green roof? It was flooded almost up to its roof. The winds, nobody's 100% sure what our worst winds were. This is my part-time job. I'm a full-time firefighter, but I used to be a police officer. I was a police officer when Katrina came through, and we stayed in the jail to ride the storm out. They had some people staying with us from the Weather Channel. They told us every wind instrument they had broke. Their highest reported wind gust was 190 miles an hour.
Holy cow.
So winds were at least 190 miles an hour. If you've never seen anything like that, it is crazy what winds like that can do. Everything flies. Parts of cars, stop signs, street signs, parts of houses. There was a part during that storm we're looking out the window, and I am almost positive that my ex-wife flew by me on a broomstick. It's the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Yeah, while we're coming through here, I want to tell you all about Cajuns. I'm a Cajun. I was born in a little Cajun town, La Rose, Louisiana. It's about 60 miles southwest of New Orleans. I didn't live down there very long. When I was real young, my parents moved up here to Slidell. This is where I grew up. Cajuns are people who were exiles from France. Back in 1604, the French kind of gathered up all their prisoners, all their political troublemakers. They put them on ships, and they sent them to what's present-day Nova Scotia up in Canada. At that time, it was called Acadia, so originally they were called the Acadians. They got there. They were working hard. They were doing fine. But in 1711, the British took over that part of the country. They didn't like the Cajuns. They wanted Cajuns to change religions, bow down to the Queen, and raise arms against the French. Well, the Cajuns told them no, so they got exiled again. This time they went down the eastern coast of the United States, and nobody accepted them. They had a reputation for being murderers and thieves. They came down here to Louisiana because the state was owned by the French. They settled the lower lying areas around the bayous and around the rivers. There they befriended the Indians. The Indians taught the Cajuns how to hunt, trap, and fish. Until today, that's where you're going to find most of your Cajun population. It's also what you're going to find most of your Cajun population doing. Most of your Cajuns still find a way to make their living on the water, one way or another. And in small Cajun towns, things are still a little different. People down there speak with a very, very strong Cajun accent, which if you've never heard anybody talking with a strong Cajun accent, you probably wouldn't understand the first few times you talk to them. On TV down here, if somebody has a bad accent, they'll actually subtitle them like they're speaking a different language so you can read what they're saying. You'll see that all the time when that show's on TV. And there's a different language that some Cajuns speak that's called Cajun French. If someone spoke French and someone spoke Cajun French, if they tried to talk to each other, they wouldn't be able to understand each other. Cajun French is the old French. It's the French that was spoken in 1604, back when they were exiled. Not very many people know it. The last census said only 23,000 people in the United States knew how to speak Cajun French. And the reason for it is people used to be ashamed of the fact that they were Cajun. They'd try to hide it. Teachers wouldn't teach it in school. Parents wouldn't speak it around the kids. A lot of parents actually used to beat their children if they call them speaking French around the house. Nowadays, people are no longer ashamed of the fact that they're Cajun. They're trying to get that language back in a few schools, just having a really hard time finding teachers for it. I tried to learn it about 6 years ago. I bought textbooks and dictionaries for it. The only thing I've ever done was look up curse words. So it got me absolutely nowhere.